The annual War Games are now taking place, and it's the Air Force against the Space Force, and it hasn't even started yet, and there's a lot of rivalries between even just the two generals. Naird brings together his troops and he explains to them what tactics they'll use to defeat the Air Force. He says they'll split into two teams, with one advancing in a wedge and the other staying in reserve. He now also shows them their weapons, the Daisy 760 Pumpmaster and clinical scissors, which will theoretically pop spacesuits. As part of the War Games, the scientists of the Air Force and Space Force also have to take part. They're each given 3 tasks to have to complete, but the Air Force scientists are no match to Space Force, and Space Force easily win those 3 challenges. The Space Force soldiers now put on their exosuits they'll have to wear for the War Games, and it's almost impossible to move in them. On the other hand, the Air Force have full movement in their exosuits, and Naird now thinks that Mallory has purposely chosen the inferior suit for them. And the Air Force and Space Force are now preparing for the final challenge, which will be a mock skirmish on the moon. And we now find out that this will be worth 100 points, and the 3 science challenges in total only come up to 90 points, which means that even though Space Force have won all of them, it now comes down to this. The skirmish now begins, and while Air Force move out and cover all directions, all of them from Space Force hide behind the one piece of cover. And while Air Force are the first ones to suffer a casualty, Space Force soon even the odds and they also take one too. A heroic charge from one of the members of Space Force sees him stab one of the members of Air Force, but he too is shot just after he gets his kill. It soon becomes apparent that Air Force are by far the superior force, and the members of Space Force are one by one shot down, or else stabbed in close combat till there's only 4 or 5 left. Naird now calls up Mallory. He continues to make him feel guilty, saying that he purposely chose the inferior exosuit, so Mallory now takes actions into his own hands. He gives Dr. Chan a string of numbers and letters to input into his computer when he gets a call from him, and he now heads off to war. Mallory now arrives at Naird's side, much to his surprise, and he calls up Dr. Chan, tells him to input the numbers, and all of a sudden, the exosuits the Air Force are wearing malfunction. Mallory now hands Naird a pair of scissors, and back in the control room, all the scientists can see that Air Force is slowly taking casualties, and back on the battlefield, Naird walks up to each of the Air Force soldiers and pops one of their balloons with his scissors. Naird now holds his scissors aloft after defeating all of his foes, and Space Force are confirmed as the winners of the War Games.